The racial divide in our country is wide and deep, but how about our local community? What does the issue of race and racism look like? Well, there's a new film from For Evansville examining that topic, and here with us today, three of my favorite humans in the city of Evansville, Jonathan Betcher, Kelly Coors, and Logan Miller. Welcome to all of you this morning.
Hey, Angie. Thanks for having us on.
Hi, neighbor.
Hi there, neighbor. Good to see you, Kelly. Of course, everybody knows Kelly is the local historian and has the stories to tell. So, Jonathan, when you reached out to Kelly, what was your goal when you made your walk through Evansville to talk about this really powerful topic?
Yeah, so Ross and I have talked to Kelly a couple of times about Evansville's history in regards to racial division, as we've wanted to highlight that topic. And we actually invited him to do a presentation for a group of local pastors last year. But we felt like we wanted to create something that was a little more accessible, a little more shareable, sort of a shorter form summary to introduce people to that history, because it seems like most people just are completely unaware of Evansville's history as it relates to racial division. And so we put together this project really to give people a first glimpse and, get them interested in learning more about this really important aspect of Evansville's story.
Well, it's compelling, to say the very least. I really am going to have to sit with it a little bit more to absorb all the things that Kelly was sharing. Kelly, you isolated two particular incidents in our history that kind of focused the trajectory of the film. What were those incidents?
Well, there was the race riot of 1903, and then the incident of a black couple trying to buy a home in an all-white neighborhood 4 years later. And I think the filmmakers chose those two incidents because they had long-term implications. The 1903 race riot put a huge stain on Evansville in terms of race relations, and that's one reason why our African-American population has never grown like other cities north of the Ohio River. And the incident in 1907 led to the creation of the all-black neighborhood, because home builders after 1907 started using what were legal deed restrictions to block black people from buying houses outside of one small geographic area, and that held sway until the 1968 Fair Housing Act.
It's just mind-boggling to hear these two incidents, which are just two, I'm sure many. So, Logan, as a filmmaker and a member of the African-American community, when you're walking through this material, what's going through your mind?
These are two stories that I didn't know about. So, I mean, as I'm filming and as we're going through it, I'm learning so much. And it actually started to make sense when I look at Evansville today. I look at how divided people are, even geographically, like where people live. And one of the things that I've always wondered whenever I moved to Evansville back in 2013 was why people are separated by 41. It's
right.
Crazy to see how people are so separated. And him sharing those stories made sense to me. And I wanted to be able to just capture everything and tell the best story possible to make sure that we're sharing history.
Well, I do want to point out that the 1903 violence could have been a lot worse, as we pointed out in the film. The mob that formed outside the jail was essentially a lynch mob. But we had a very humane mayor at the time, Charlie Covert, who realized that if they didn't get the accused killer of the police officer, the black man that was in jail, if they didn't get him out of town right away, that it would have turned into a mass lynching, which would have been an even worse incident to have happened in Evansville. So Charlie Covert, while he took a lot of heat for what happened, he was really a very humane person and avoided what could have been a lot worse.
Oh, it would have driven the divide even deeper. Jonathan, how can everyone access your wonderful film and use it for churches, discussions, nonprofit groups? How can we get our hands on it?
Yeah, so the film is available on our YouTube channel. So if you just search for Evansville's Racially Divided History, that's the title of the film, you'll maybe find it on YouTube. You can also search for Evansville on YouTube or on Instagram and Facebook and find the film there.
I'm a subscriber.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too. Jonathan and Logan and Kelly, we could talk about, we need to do a special about the special. Thank you for being with us this morning, and thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more local lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.